All right. Greetings and welcome to another live episode of the Backyard SmokeMaster BBQ Podcast. I'm your host, Kenyatta Robinson, and today I am joined by my very special guest. Welcome back to the program, my lovely wife, Janine. Good to see you, of course.
Good to be seen.
So what's happening? What's new?
Well, it's almost Mother's Day. I'm here to represent the mothers.
All right. And actually, now that you actually showed up, let me make a little adjustment there. All right. So now both of our names are showing up on the screen.
Okay.
All right. Well, very good. Very glad to have you as always. I know the folks out there have missed you.
Missed being on.
And speaking of the folks, let's get right into it. Of course, I always like to invite everyone who's watching to please join in the comments. Don't be shy. Your comments are the engine that drives the show. So let's say hello to some folks. We got Jeff. Good to see you, Jeff, as always. And then we've also got Correctional Officer for Lockdown, Bruce, who says, it's a great day today, listening to my favorite podcast, Jam, along with experiencing my first time with a Kamado grill by way of the Acorn. The experience was awesome and will be used for this Sunday's Mother's Day cook. So that's awesome. Congratulations, Bruce, on breaking in that Acorn.
Yeah.
So I know that's always exciting. When you've got like a new toy to play with in your backyard. And Bruce also says, greetings to the dynamic duo and awesome couple. Happy Mother's Day in advance to Janine.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Hey.
All right. And there we go. Messing up already. Hold on.
I think that's okay.
Okay. Let me get my bearings here. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay, so today, we're kind of continuing on the theme of trying to get you guys ready for the so-called grilling season. I say that it's a grilling season 365 days of the year, but of course, as we get farther into spring, the weather is warming up. More people are going to be getting their grills and smokers out there.
Yeah, it's like 80 degrees today, and I think yesterday too. It's been really warm, like unseasonably warm.
Yeah, we're getting a couple of kind of early summerish days, but I think by next week it's going to cool back off. But like I said, to kind of get you guys ready, if you haven't already, so I've got a couple of checklists that you can download or think of them as like handy guides. So two of the more popular things that you might want to gear up and be ready for your barbecuing. We've got like a ribs 101 checklist, and then we've also got a brisket 101 checklist. So you can go to backyardsmokemaster.com /ribs 101 or /brisket 101. Download whichever one that you want, or download both of them. Have them so you have these easy tips, easy to follow checklists at the ready.
Now, are those ribs pork ribs or beef ribs or both?
Oh, I guess you haven't been watching the show or listening
Not
to
lately.
the podcast. Okay, that's all right. No, the ribs 101 checklist is for pork ribs.
All right.
So it will be applicable to if you're doing baby backs or spare ribs or St. Louis style ribs. That checklist goes, hand in hand, with all of your pork ribs.
Gotcha.
Okay. So today, though, we're going to change it up a little bit. So side hustle. We're going to go over some must-have barbecue side dishes to complete your feast. And these are just, some ready-made, kind of the first ones that kind of come to mind. And hopefully it'll get your creative juices going. Definitely want to know in the comments, what are your must-have side dishes, for your barbecue.
Yeah, that sounds good. I can't wait to hear all the yummy things that people have coming up with.
All right, but you know what? Before we jump into that, I did want to give you guys a little bit of new. I'm going to call it news that you can use. Okay, because I was, on the internet the other day, and I came across this article from Yelp, and it was called Yelp's Top 10 Barbecue Cities in the U.S. Ooh. And from the best I could tell, they based this on the reviews that they get on Yelp. And I mean, that's what Yelp is all about, right? It's basically user-driven reviews. And from the reviews, they somehow compiled it. I don't know exactly how they, what the total methodology is for this. But they came up with what they consider to be the 10 best barbecue cities. And I thought that would be interesting. So starting off at number 10 is Nashville, Tennessee. And we'd love to know if you guys, have any experience or if you know anything about the scene in any of these cities that we're talking about. But it says, let me just kind of looking for the highlights. So top rated spots in Nashville include Peg Leg Parker.
I like that.
And Martin's Barbecue Joint. So they're both known for their hickory smoked meats. While Bringle's Sports Oasis is beloved for a jalapeno infused spin on barbecue sausage.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, so that came in at number 10. So I'm gonna try to go from reverse order. So number 9 would be Durham, North Carolina. And Durham is a popular barbecue destination that offers a bridge between North Carolina's traditions, and the city is known for whole hog barbecue with vinegar-based sauces, which they say is a cornerstone of Eastern North Carolina barbecue, as well as pit-cooked pulled pork with a tomato vinegar sauce, which is more common in the western part of the state.
Yeah, both of those work for me.
Right. And we know we've got a lot of folks out there who always get excited whenever we start talking about a potential
whole hog.
Got some folks that love that. Okay, so that was number 9. Number 8, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay. Tulsa's barbecue scene offers plenty of choices. It says that the city blends Oklahoma-style barbecue with a Texas influence, featuring hickory smoked brisket, ribs, wings, and even a smoked bologna.
Oh my God, I want to try that.
Local menu.
That is calling me. It's like whispering sweet nothings to me.
Okay, well let me see. Let's get back over into the comments here.
Okay. I think maybe up a little more. I think even one more. You've missed a few.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna, necessarily holler at all, call out all of the comments, but I guess that's what Janine. Okay, I think this is what it's all about. See, it's because Janine sees things like this. Advanced Happy Mama's Day. Okay, so that's from Family Yum, and that's from a member of the Backyard SmokeMaster team, Crystal.
All right.
Tuning in from Dubai. So good to see you, Crystal. Thank you. And then let's see. We have got Jeff telling Bruce, can't wait to see what you cook on the Acorn.
Me too.
And then personal friend Tracy Evans Ramsey says, hi, thank you for checking in. Always appreciate you. And Tracy says, a side of preference for her would be greens.
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay. Now, Bruce says, baked beans, potato salad, corn on the cob, and cornbread. All right, so you've got it all mapped out, and I agree. Well, I'm not really a potato salad fan,
Oh my
but
God.
I know it's popular. And like Janine is
You're about to lose your card.
objecting.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just saying.
Oh my
It's
God.
just never been my thing, but I know that is definitely a common barbecue side.
How did you grow up without?
Oh, the potato salad was there. I just kept it off of my plate. And, not everyone can make a good potato salad.
That's right. You only eat the ones that are good. You just go to that one family member that throws down and makes the best potato salad.
Moving on. Okay,
Yes.
Bruce says, don't forget about the pig picking party that you are hosting this year. Well, it might come to fruition.
It might.
I have
It
decided on what my next smoker is going to be this year.
Hooray!
This year I'm in the process of getting licensed, so that I can begin selling barbecue, and I'm going to lean into offset wood-fired smoking, so smoking with stick burners, smoking with wood splits. I'm leaning into that. So I've got a couple of surprises in line. I'm not going to reveal exactly which offset smoker I've selected, but I definitely have settled.
You have. So you haven't even told me.
I know.
You should tell me.
I know.
I'm only the wife.
Yeah, but see, I'm keeping it under wraps. Keeping it under wraps for a little bit. Okay, and let's get back to the list. Of course, every time I go back, I got that. Okay, there we go. All right. So we left off
With Durham.
with.
Oklahoma.
No, it was Tulsa. Tulsa, Oklahoma.
don't know.
I believe was that must be number 8.
I'm looking at it thinking, I don't know.
Okay,
But maybe if you're
really
in-
know what you're saying.
Well,
All right.
maybe if you're in Oklahoma, right? And you just know it's just off the chain and it's the best barbecue ever, but somehow it wasn't calling to me.
Well, you're just looking at the pictures on the screen.
I was looking at a few of them.
Okay, well, this one kind of surprised me, but then it kind of doesn't surprise me.
No.
But I wouldn't naturally think that Honolulu, Hawaii would be a barbecue destination, but there it sits. And it says that the city's multicultural food scene is what it highlights. So Honolulu offers everything from traditional American barbecue to Korean barbecue.
Yeah, that works.
To Hawaiian style barbecue.
Yeah.
Featuring sweet, tangy, tropical flavors, making it a must-visit destination for barbecue fans. And then restaurants like Papa's Smoke Meat and Grinds with a Z, Duke's Waikiki, and Bob's Barbecue are praised for their smoked meats, flavorful sauces, and island-inspired twists on classic dishes. So that's pretty cool. I mean, definitely, Hawaii and, Waikiki definitely is going to bring a multicultural, has a very a multicultural presence. So that makes sense. So
I'm
that's
here for
good
that.
to see. Yeah. Okay, so I think what is that? You have to keep track. Is that number 7?
I think that might be number 6. Let's keep going.
Okay, so
Yeah, you're going the wrong direction.
Nashville was
Nope.
number 10.
Right.
So you have to keep up. Durham is number 9. Tulsa's 8. Honolulu's number 7.
All right, it's 7. 7 it is.
Your job is to keep up.
Yes, sir.
Keep track of what number we're at. Okay,
I will
number
do that.
6 is Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah.
So we're back in the Carolinas.
That works for me.
And Greenville shines in its dedication to traditional barbecue and Western South Carolina styles. Classic Carolina barbecue is highlighted at spots like Henry's Smokehouse. And they say that it brings multiple sauce options that cater to different tastes. Greenville also stands out for its variety. Restaurants like Bobby's Barbecue bring Texas-style brisket to the area, while Mike and Jeff's Barbecue serves up hickory smoked meats with its own range of regional sauces.
Well, I think I might have mentioned to you, I really would like to go to South Carolina for just a variety of reasons. And the barbecue, that would be a reason as well. But there's a lot of reasons. So I hope that's on our list.
Okay. Well, I know Rodney Scott.
Absolutely.
He's from South Carolina.
Absolutely.
I know that he
Isn't his restaurant there?
has at least one of his restaurants is somewhere there. I can't remember what city, but he's definitely out of South Carolina. Okay, so that was number 6.
Yep.
Still in South Carolina, number 5
Wow.
is Charleston.
See? There's a reason that it's in there a couple times.
Okay.
We got to go.
We got to go now. Okay, and Tracy, if you're still watching,
We need your help.
Tracy is our resident travel agent.
Yeah.
So if you are looking to travel, I'm going to give a free plug. If you're looking to travel, check out Tracy Evans Ramsey Prime Location Travel, I believe is the name of it, right? And you can find her on Instagram as well as on LinkedIn. Tracy's very thorough.
Yes, she is.
Just tell her where you want to go, and she will completely take care of you and make sure that you get the best bang for your buck. She loves to travel. Tracy's all about a premium, nice experience. All right. Free plug for Tracy. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we were at Charleston. I don't think I called out why it's on the list. So Charleston's barbecue scene leans towards traditional low country styles featuring meats, often pork, cooked directly over hardwood coals, and is usually influenced by coastal South Carolina traditions such as vinegary sauce.
This is where Rodney Scott is. He's in South Carolina's Charleston district.
Yeah, I see here.
Oh my gosh. We have to
His
go.
restaurant, Rodney Scott's Barbecue, showcases the art of pit-cooked whole hog.
Oh, yes.
While newer spots like Lewis Barbecue, which was number 3 on Yelp's 2023 list of the top 100 restaurants in the Carolinas, bring Central Texas-style brisket to the region.
Yeah, we have to try it. I want to go to all those places.
Save your pennies. All right. Number 4, Memphis, Tennessee. And Memphis has been on my list of where I would like to
Weren't we
go.
almost going there for some reason?
Well, yeah, I was kind of trying to get you to go, but you didn't cooperate, so we didn't go.
There's always another day.
Memphis's deep-rooted barbecue culture and signature flavors make it a standout destination. The city is well known for its dry rub ribs and pulled pork, offered at beloved restaurants like Cozy Corner and Elwood's Shack. And Memphis is also praised for allowing local diners to choose between dry spice rub meats and those slathered in sauce.
I like that.
So it looks like you got quite a healthy a barbecue scene going on there in Memphis. All right, let me get back into the comments before we hit the top 3.
I think I'm out of the picture.
Yeah, well, on this side, they can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
Let's see. Okay. Thank you. Tracy says, press the like button, y'all. Yes, absolutely. YouTube loves when you guys hit the like button. That helps us out in the algorithm.
That is true.
And helps other barbecue fanatics find us. So definitely make sure you take a moment to smash the like button. And also tell a friend.
Yeah.
You know, if you think you have a friend that loves barbecue and loves talking about it, tell them to tune in and jump into the comments. All right. Bruce says that he wants to experiment on Sunday with grilling asparagus and placing it in a large kettle with a little olive oil. Yeah, I like grilled asparagus.
Yeah, he does.
As well.
I'm not a fan.
Doesn't always agree with me though, you know, in terms of from a health perspective. Eat too much of it kind of gives me some gout flare up. Probably giving you guys TMI. But yeah, I miss my asparagus on the grill. All right, Bruce also says, the Hawaii caption is something I have been told about. My wife's father, my wife's father was stationed there while he was in the Navy, and my wife lived there and always talks about the Hawaiian barbecue dishes.
That sounds good.
And South Carolina also has excellent gullah.
Gullah.
Gullah? Okay, well, what is that? I'm not familiar. Gullah cuisine too.
I think it's an area where a lot of black people came from and migrated or were transported.
So this is like a city or like a region.
I think it's a region.
In South Carolina.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good too. Like there's so many ways that I could I would be so happy if we could make it there. We can just plan for next year.
And then Crystal says, noted on that pig picking, I'll make sure this goes on Kenyatta's calendar. All right. Thank you, Crystal. All right, so let's get back to the list and let's hit the top 3. So
we did
3.
Memphis already.
Number 3, Kansas City,
that
Missouri.
Looks so good.
That's also a destination that I gotta see the Kansas City barbecue scene.
Absolutely.
For myself. Okay, so Kansas City has earned a reputation as a top barbecue destination because of its signature sauce and legendary burnt ends.
Oh, yes.
Restaurants like Joe's Kansas City Barbecue, which boasts more than 3,500 5-star reviews, are famous for serving their meats with that signature tangy, sweet Kansas City style sauce. The burnt ends are a local specialty made from the crispy, flavorful end pieces of a smoked brisket. And they're especially popular at restaurants like Jack Stack Barbecue and Q39 Midtown.
Yeah, I actually,
some burn ends.
I'm not someone who will wait in a line, but I will for barbecue. I will do that.
Well, that's always a sign, you know, if folks are waiting in line, and usually that's because, well, a lot of barbecue joints, you know, they're smoking the food overnight, and then there's also a limited quantity, you know. So once they run out, that's it. So if you want to get some of that barbecue, you're gonna have to line up.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Oftentimes, we're talking several hours, you know, before they open their doors.
Yep.
All right, number 2.
Of course it is.
San Antonio, Texas.
We need to go back and visit Nina.
The Central Texas barbecue scene that Janine and I experienced a few years ago when Janine's sister moved there. So yeah, we got to experience some of that. And we didn't spend that much time in San Antonio, though.
No, we went around. We were all over the place.
But San Antonio is home to top-rated joints like Curry Boys Barbecue, Smoke Shack, and Garcia Barbecue. This major Texas barbecue city takes the number 2 spot on this year's list. And let's see, they call out a mix of classic barbecue spots and new fusion-inspired restaurants like Reese Brothers Barbecue. San Antonio also boasts a thriving food truck and casual barbecue scene with spots like Nelson's Barbecue.
Wait, before you go to number 1, I wonder what everyone thinks, what state the number 1 is from. And I'd love to do an impromptu poll just to see.
An impromptu poll. Okay. Jump in the comments if you guys have a thought on what state the number 1 barbecue city is located in. And I'll also call out that when it comes to San Antonio here, they mentioned that it's also known for its Texas-style brisket smoked over mesquite wood. And that's something that we've mentioned that I noticed while we were in Central Texas. Definitely a lot of places smoking with mesquite wood. And that, I mean, because mesquite is what I think is the most powerful, flavorful, or the most potent, you know, smoke flavored wood. So you definitely have to know what you're doing. But I think also many of the restaurants are going to be using really large offset smokers. We're talking, you know, 250 gallon, 350 gallon. So that gives you more headway as well.
But we're not just talking one. We're talking like when we toured some of those restaurants, it's like, it's an entire back area full of them. It was like a little army of smokers, of offsets. So, I mean, it's huge, huge.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely saw, well, we got to see at Franklin's, you know, we got to see their, I forget what they call it, like I don't want to call it a smoke room, but it was basically like a room.
Yeah, it was devoted. It was devoted.
Totally devoted.
Tons of them.
Just had, you know, lined up with Franklin's offset smokers back there.
Yeah, and we went to other restaurants, and you could see, I mean, it's literally, they're lined up. It's row after row after row of smokers. It's very impressive.
All right, well, I'm looking in the comments. Actually, I don't see anybody taking you up.
Oh, man, that's okay. Well, I will place my bet. I believe number 1 is in Texas.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of thinking if San Antonio is number 2, I suspect that Austin is going to be number 1.
Or Houston. But it isn't. In my mind, it's in Texas, for sure.
It's not Houston.
Final answer.
It's not Houston. I think it's Austin.
Let's see.
Number 1 is indeed Austin,
Mississippi.
Texas. Okay, and Bruce said Mississippi. Well, you know, I'm sure they probably have some good, you know, spots down there in Mississippi as well. Okay, so for Austin, it says whether you like slow smoked beef brisket, pork ribs, or house-made sausages.
Yes.
Austin has earned its reputation as a top barbecue destination. The city's food scene features legendary brick and mortar barbecue joints such as Terry Black's Barbecue.
I think we went to a few of those, and we went to Salt Lake, didn't we?
We did go to Salt Lake.
Yeah, we've been to a few of these.
In addition to Terry Black's, they mention food trucks, including, what is that? McKelthwaite Craft Meat in East Austin. And then they talk about many users also highlight the perfectly tender mixture of meats at spots like Interstellar Barbecue and Salt Lick Barbecue. And yeah, we went to Salt Lick.
Just delicious. Now the sides, in my opinion, maybe not as fabulous, but the proteins, oh my God, ridiculously good.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree that some of the side dishes definitely left a little bit to be desired.
Absolutely.
But yeah, for your core barbecue, especially the brisket, you know, the beef.
So good.
I thought, you know, the pork ribs were a little hit or miss, depending on where you were. Had some outstanding house-made
sausage. The sausage was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I even liked the smoked turkey. But oh my God, that brisket is like, it was butter. It was just melt in your mouth. It was so good, like ridiculously good.
Well, and yeah, we especially enjoyed Franklin's. Brisket definitely lived up
Oof.
to the hype.
Yeah, I could have spent the night waiting. It was that good. It was that good. And you know me, Prince would have to come back from the dead for me to go to his concert and spend the night. But I would do that for Franklin's. It was so good. It was really, really good.
All right. Moving on. 'Cause Janine can go really over the top. All right, moving on. Let's talk about side dishes. So again, the pit gets all the glory, but sides bring balance, right?
Yes.
I mean, we all spend a lot of time, obsessing about trying to make the perfect brisket, the perfect ribs, our pulled pork, chicken.
Yeah.
But, the sides don't really get the same amount of attention. But, if you can come up with some good side dishes, I think that will definitely enhance your reputation, as a pit master. And that's definitely going to be one of my goals. Although I do think I do have a pretty good,
you have a couple of good ones,
signature side dish, but I'm not, well, if it comes up on the list, maybe I'll say what it is. But we're going to start with mac and cheese, smoked mac and cheese, and this is on one of my goals. Kind of was a little bit held back for making smoked mac and cheese because daughter Erin, who's now she's in her second year in college,
formerly known as producer Erin.
Well, yeah, while she was here, she was helping us produce the show, but she's at school. But, Erin was, I think still is, a huge fan of mac and cheese, the craft, out of the box. So I tried to do like a smoked mac and cheese, and it just got no play.
You were trying to elevate the game, and she was not having it at all.
Not having it, so I kind of left that alone. But now, now she's away in college and older. So
yes.
I think I'm gonna revisit this.
I think you should.
But yeah, mac and cheese, rich, creamy, with a smoky depth and a crunchy topping, goes perfect alongside brisket, ribs, or pulled pork. And then you can get creative with it, right? And some of the research I did said that a pro tip, and I don't know, Janine's probably going to balk at this.
Oh my God,
Pro
no.
tip, stir in chopped jalapenos.
Oh God, no.
Or bacon for extra
okay.
flavor. Now, I'm down with the bacon.
I'm down with bacon. Heck, I'm down with, brisket. You could put in some brisket with that mac and cheese, and we could really go to town.
Jeff says Kraft mac and cheese is a requirement for college kids. It's the law.
It's more like it's a requirement for broke college kids, because that's what you are when you're in college. You're just broke.
Right. All right. So next up on the list.
Oh, yes.
And actually, this would be one that I've kind of got nailed.
Yeah, you do. You
Sweet
really do.
corn. Naturally sweet. It tastes well. Well, it takes well to fire and smoke. Goes awesome with meats like chicken, tri-tip, ribs, pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Pro tip, grill with a seasoned butter or cut off the cob and mix with, how do you say it? Cotija cheese, lime, and chili powder. And then also I have found that Meat Church's Holy Gospel, I think, is the one. The Holy Gospel rub. It's the one.
Delicious.
The light kind of the UCLA powder blue bottle.
Oh.
That goes really good with sweet corn.
Mm-hmm. And you can smoke it and then put it in a warmer, and it's still just as juicy, still just as good. So for me, I've always loved your corn. I'm always requesting, let's have corn. You're just like, oh my God, I'm tired of corn.
Well, it's not the one that you ask for the most.
True.
Okay.
That is true.
All right, but here's another one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, smoked baked beans.
Yeah.
And I've found that this also can go really well, if you do a brisket or if you do pulled pork, especially pulled pork.
I agree.
If you do pulled pork and you're trying to figure out what to do with the leftovers,
chop it up
really well with smoked baked beans. And if you add like a good barbecue sauce, Blues Hog Original,
mm-hmm.
or Killer Hogs. I think they just call it the barbecue sauce. They're both pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
Those will go really well. And I suspect, I haven't had Sweet Baby Ray's in a while, but it's my understanding that it is the most popular barbecue sauce in the United States.
And I wonder why.
Well, so it must hit all the right notes. I need to get some. And,
maybe we have to do a taste test.
Myself what it tastes like, but I bet it probably would go well with this.
I'd be willing to do a little shopping for you, and we could do a taste test.
All right. Let's see. Next.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
I thought I had a picture for this.
No.
Anyway, we'll just have to.
No, you've robbed me of the picture.
I don't know what happened. But next up would be whole potatoes.
Oh, yummy.
If you're smoking, if you got that smoker going, 250, 275.
It's perfect.
Take a whole, just a whole potato, and I'm talking about, what do they call
russet.
them at the store? Yeah,
russet potato.
Russet potato.
Mm-hmm.
Do 30 minutes on each side.
Yep.
Just naked on the smoker at about 250. Then, after 1 hour, wrap it in foil
mm-hmm.
tight. Put it back on the smoker for about an hour and a half at 250, 275. So this is perfect, like if you're doing a pork butt or a brisket, a long, low and slow cook.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of that hour and a half wrapped, you're going to have a perfect potato. Trust me.
Yeah.
Never fails.
Mm-mm.
And this is the one that Janine has completely worn me out. if she sees me near the smoker.
And I have some extra potatoes nearby. I'm like, could you just put some potatoes on, honey?
Yeah, begging me to do these potatoes.
Yes.
It's to the point now,
yes.
I'm just kind of tired of it.
I love them.
It's an easy, non-challenging, doesn't require anything.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Skill-wise.
But they come out perfectly every time. It's ridiculous how perfect these potatoes come out. And so because of that, and I can't replicate that in the oven, I can't replicate that in the microwave and put my little wet paper towel over it. But that smoker, and then it has that flavor too, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so good. So you will still be employed.
Oh, I'll be all right. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. All right. Okay, so next up.
Oh, there's a picture. Mm-hmm. So this was on purpose. You purposely hid the picture of the potato. Yes.
Why would I try to sabotage my
I
own
have
show?
no idea. But see, there's no picture there. No picture.
Ready to go, but
nope.
Things happen. We're live.
See, it was your unconscious mind saying no potatoes.
Well, if I felt that way, I wouldn't have included potatoes on the list.
Fine.
Let's
not give you a hard time.
Be the bickering married couple.
Well, we're that too.
All right. So anyway, another one. Veggies. Got to make sure you work in veggies.
It's true.
There's good ways where you can do it and make it a little more interesting. Chop them up, get them on the skewer, and it gives you a good pop of color. And if you got the ladies at your barbecue, they will definitely appreciate it.
Some veggies. I agree.
All right. Let us know. I think, let's see.
Got some comments.
In the comments, what you guys are thinking in terms of maybe some other ones that we haven't mentioned. So, Bruce, this is a good one. Fried tomatoes, too. Now, can it be a fried tomato on the grill or the smoker?
I don't know. See, I think that's like a Southern thing. That's what I think of when I think about fried tomatoes. But maybe
it's
that's
definitely a Southern thing.
Okay.
Or I think it's popular, in the South. Yeah, but I'm not, I'm just, I don't know. Can you accomplish it on a grill or smoker? That's what I'm curious about. I'm not really sure. Okay, so if you guys have any others, let's put them in the comments. But a few more that you might not have thought about. Fruit, you can obviously, or maybe not obviously, but you can put fruit on your grill. Peaches is pretty popular, grilled peaches, and then pineapple as well. Pickled red onions or pickled okra. I think the pickled okra is probably pretty popular in the South.
You think so?
I think so. Smoked deviled eggs.
I like those.
Now, I've done this a few times.
And they're good.
And they are really good as well. I think I'm going to have to try and revisit and do it more often.
Yeah, you can maybe make that a special. You know me, I'm always thinking.
It's a little bit more of a process,
Yeah.
To do it, but always turns out worth it, especially if you do like smoked boiled eggs.
Yeah.
That's something that you can do. And if you're thinking, what are the steps? I mean,
It's just like regular, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could you just do your hard boiled eggs and then then put them on the smoker. Maybe 180. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm kind of thinking I'd probably start by maybe doing it for like an hour or so. So you're not really, trying to, cook the boiled egg any further.
No.
It's really more about getting the smoke flavor onto the skin.
Is it technically like a cold smoke? Because it's so low?
Kind of like cold smoked.
Okay.
Kind of like cold smoked. And then when you're done, your egg is going to have kind of like a bronzed, look to it.
Yeah.
And then another one you could do is barbecue spaghetti. And that's something you could do like with like some leftover, you could do pulled pork.
Yeah, that would be good.
Something you could do with your as part of like a barbecue spaghetti. I think a Memphis style spaghetti. I think for some reason I think barbecue spaghetti is popular in Memphis.
Really?
I think so. I think so.
Okay then.
I feel like I heard Malcolm Reed talking about that.
Oh,
So,
probably.
and I know he's in Mississippi, but I think he's pretty close to Memphis geographically.
That sounds good.
And then another wild card idea could be jalapeno cornbread muffins.
Nah.
Now see, that sounds good. Cornbread, and then you're just spicing it up a little bit. You got a little kick of heat.
No, I'd rather have some kind of buttery honey crack than jalapenos. Sorry.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you say? Buttery honey?
Honey crack.
Honey crack?
Absolutely.
What is
Yeah.
that?
It's like a mixture of butter and honey and all kinds of yumminess. Yeah. I'd rather have that on my cornbread than jalapenos.
Honey crack.
That's right.
Is that a thing, you guys? is Janine just making stuff up? I'm not familiar with that. And that just sounds
I stumped you, didn't I?
completely like something that she just made up. So,
Well,
would love to know if you guys have any idea what that is.
all right.
All right, so next up, I do want to tease that we have a special guest that's going to be appearing on the podcast at the end of the month. Okay, so we've got a special guest, and he is one of only 40 living barbecue Hall of Famers.
Wow.
So he'll be coming on, and I don't know, maybe you can guess who it is.
Yeah.
But pretty excited about that. So stick around. We will reveal who he is in a couple of weeks. And then also I would like to ask you, get your questions ready. This could be a perfect opportunity right here on the podcast.
It's true.
Jump into the comments and ask your questions.
He's the real deal.
He is indeed the real deal. All right. Let me dig a little further into this honey crack. Jeff says, well, if it wasn't a thing before, it is now.
Yes.
I'm not buying it. I still. And then what you described just doesn't even.
Yes.
What did you say? It was honey, butter, and what?
And other ingredients. You have to kind of
Like
jazz
what?
it up. I can't give you all my secrets.
Because you're making this up. Just because you're just making that up.
I am not.
That is not a thing. Totally not a thing.
Okay. My lips are sealed.
Not buying it. All right, you guys. Well, also, let me talk a little bit about the Backyard SmokeMaster Society. So that is our membership, our barbecue membership community. You can get in, join. Just scan the QR code or go to backyardsmokemaster.com, which is my website, /society, and you can get information about joining our membership. And this month, the challenge that I put out to the Backyard SmokeMaster Society brothers is to come up with some sides and show them off in the community. All right, so there's a little bit of synergy there. Mm-hmm. Now we do have a guess as to who our special guest is.
It's a good idea.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
So it is not Mo Kason. I would love to have.
He would. He really respects
Mo
him. And
onto the podcast.
maybe we could reach
love
out.
To have it, but that's a great guess. But nope. It's not Big Mo. Not Big Mo.
No, not yet. Anyway.
All right. All right, you guys. Well, I do want to thank you, as always, for tuning into the podcast.
Absolutely.
And if you haven't already, please hit that like button. Let's see. We will not be back on next Friday. Next Friday, we're going to be